Putting in work, give them that work. A1 since day one, had swagger since birth. All my moves clutch, put respect on my turf. Sick of your swim, homie, this how you surf. Surf, surf. Sick of your swim, homie, this how you surf. All my moves clutch, put respect on my turf. A1 since day one, had swagger since birth. Putting in work, give them that work. A1 since day one, had swagger since birth. All my moves clutch, put respect on my turf.
Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Markets After Dark, where we go mad on the charts. Tonight, we're going to be going over crypto. We're getting a little bit of a dumpski. How long is that going to... what is going on with my chat? How long is that going to be going on? Is this something that we need to worry about? Probably. Not much at all. There we go. Fix the chat. RS Miller, what's going on, friend? What's going on, bud? Let's bring the chat up. All right. Is anyone here or just me? It's just you, bro. It's just you, I guess. But that's okay. That's okay. We will continue to push forward, and we will wait for everyone else to come in. But thank you for being here, RS Miller. I greatly appreciate it. I think everybody's kind of... I don't know. We've been pushing pretty hard for the past few weeks, so everybody's seems to be taking a little bit of a chill pill, but that's okay. We'll be good. It's Sunday night. It is Macro Monday, so it's the start of a new week. We're gonna zoom out, look at the big picture, go over the economic calendar for the week, and just see what could we be in for the week ahead. So, if that sounds good to you, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you are new to the channel, and yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin, because getting a little bit of a pullback, but we'll start off with the monthly chart. See, I thought I just fixed this dang chat. There we go. Doing good. Doing good. See this? I don't know why my chat's not updating. Chat box update. Hello? Oh, there it goes. There it is. There you are, RS Miller. There we go. Is anyone here? Just me. Well, I guess you're the only one that's wanting to learn tonight. Welcome to the Piper Academy Network. This is Markets After Dark, where we go mad on the charts. We go over market charts, news, anything that's big going on in crypto and stocks. Tonight we had Brad Garlinghouse on 60 Minutes. If you caught that, you got to see a pretty boring discussion. Basically, they were just trying to, it seemed like they were trying to say that crypto bought their politicians, and it's like, crypto did what everybody else does, what every other industry does, and y'all want to fault crypto for that? Okay. All right. Okay, I see how it is. I'm here, but crying in the corner after today's game. Bro, the Jags, I almost feel ashamed coming on here wearing this, but I will always support my Titans, win or lose. So, but it's a tough year, bro. I can't believe we lost to the Jags. That's like the one team that we don't lose to, but oh well. Didn't catch it. It was about an hour ago. Yeah, the interview was a couple hours ago, actually. A few hours ago. I think it dropped at like 6:30. But anyway, it's done nothing but crash a bit crypto and Bitcoin and everything else, but that's not really the story. That's not the narrative. We've been running hot. It's okay to get a little bit of a pullback ski, okay? A little pullback ski. But taking a look at the Bitcoin chart on the weekly, let me shrink this a little bit. This is a little too much. Let's just get a few messages on here. Good evening, Robert Miller. I can't believe we still had a chance at making the playoffs going into that game. Well, yeah, the AFC is trash. The AFC is absolute trash. I need to fix this dang chat box. I need to make it like make sense. I need you to make sense, bro. There we go. That's a little better. All right. Let's go ahead and get rid of the chat box for now. I love you guys, but hey, all set. What's going on? But I need to get you out of the picture. Okay. All right. So for now, we'll bring you back up in a sec. Oh, I made myself shorter. Hold on. I'm already short enough. All right. So Bitcoin on the weekly chart, highest weekly close of all time. We did close the weekly above $100,000. So, hey, bullish? I think so. I think it's still bullish, even though we are getting a little bit of a pullback. It is what it is. But we can see here on our RSI, just your standard old RSI. I like to look at it. Yes, I do. We can see that we have put in a lower high, and technically we are putting in a little bit of a bearish divergence here on our RSI and on the weekly chart. So that is something that we need to make note of, okay? That's just something that we need to make note of. It's not something to take lightly. We want to see our oscillator, our RSI, stay up in strength and push back to the upside. But seeing a pullback, I mean, we've been waiting for a pullback, so would not be surprised to see one. We've got our moving average pushing to the upside, so hopefully we can maybe get a little bit of pullback. Maybe we cancel the Santa rally and we just chill out for a few weeks, and then we take off in Q1 2025. I forgot what year it was. I've been yawning a lot, so it's like, and I don't know why or how to stop it, because I got plenty good sleep last night, and I took a nap this afternoon, so I don't know. Am I dehydrated? I don't know. So Bitcoin sitting at $99,265 currently, and you know, it is what it is. It's a, you know, little pullback. I mean, look, let's just zoom out, okay? Let's just zoom out. Are we really going to freak out about this? Right? Are we really going to freak out about this? No, we're not. We're no freaking out yet, okay? We're not allowed to freak out yet. Here, when we barely made a new all-time high, but our momentum was just dead, that was definitely a time to worry. But right now, we are still sitting above overbought, which, in my opinion, just means we are still pretty strong. So we'll just have to see what's going on, see what happens this week, and see if we can't get some follow through here and continue that push to the upside. And let's go down to the daily and see what we're looking like here. Now, we have been chopping about for the last several days, and we can see, you know, we cleared a lot of liquidity on both sides of the market with this candle here. So pushing down into probably some lower time frame demand. We can see our momentum is flattening out, and the moving average is coming down. So I mean on the daily chart, we're definitely seeing some weakness. So we could see a little bit more pullback this week. Let's drop down to the 4-hour, because I really want to see how we are looking on these lower time frames. We can clearly see that this is a big area of demand with this big wick right here. On last Thursday, we got that big dump. So that is going to obviously be an area of demand because of the huge wick indicating buyers stepping in at that price level. So let's go ahead and pull a fixed range volume profile on this whole little range here and see what we're dealing with. All right, so we are sitting on top of the point of control. If we lose that point of control, we might come down and sweep that wick. I mean, that even though there was some obvious demand there, we can see that we have a big volume node sitting right here at about $91,436. Let's go ahead and mark this off. There we go. And there we go. So we have the demand here. We came back down into that demand there. And so if we lose the point of control, if we lose 98,647, let's go ahead and call it 98,500, just for rounding off and psychological purposes. Let's go ahead and just call it that. And if we lose that, then we'll probably come down to this volume node. But we can see it start to pick up a little bit on our volume profile over here. So if we just zoom in a little bit closer, we can see, you know, we've got these valleys, or these peaks, then these valleys, and then a peak, and then a valley, okay? So these are our waves, okay? We're riding the waves, we're surfing. We got a copyright hit, not a strike, but, you know, the song that I've been playing with the acoustic or ukulele at the beginning, apparently they decided, hey, you can't use that anymore. Even though you've already used it for most of your episodes, you can't use it anymore. So, found a new song that says surf in it. So, we surfing. We surfing. Hola, French toaster. What's going on? French toaster. I said toaster. What's wrong with me? What's going on, Frenchie? The Dusty Hunt. Good evening to you. Hope you are doing well. I said good evening to you, all set, but good evening again. I'm on the West Coast, didn't air till 7 p.m. here. Oh, wow, okay, didn't catch it. Retro Mic Tech. Roma, hey, new here, hey. Happy to have you here. Welcome to the Piper Academy Network. Toaster. Wave gang, what's going on? Throw some waves in the chat. Let's go. For Lunar Beaches Crypto. All right, let's go ahead and get rid of the chat box. All right, so we've got these peaks. Whoop. All right, so we've got these peaks and these valleys. These valleys like to get filled. We can see when we push down in here, we really didn't get too much filled in here. But we can see how we have these like little Alex Crypto would probably call these shelves. So you get these shelves of volume that just stick out right from the rest of the volume bars. So these are going to be levels that I would want to watch. And look where this wick came down to. So that last one we didn't touch, and then we also have the value area low down here at about 89,671. So I do want to, let's go ahead and take a look at our liquidations. Chart Prime, shout out to Chart Prime. They've got a great indicator for this. Chart Prime liquidations. Let's go ahead and find it in here. Chart Prime liquidations. This one is a free indicator. Anybody can get it. But we can see we have liquidity resting down here. Right here, right at that wick that I was pointing out earlier. So wouldn't be surprised to see us get another dip down to about 90K. Now on our futures charts or our perpetual charts, we did hit 88, 89K last week during that big dump. So if we can go ahead and, so it's very possible for us to get down there, obviously. And so let's just be patient. Let's just wait it out. And let's just see what happens this week with our economic data. We do have some stuff this week. We do have some core inflation on Wednesday. We've got core inflation rate month over month, core inflation rate year over year, our inflation rate month over month, and our inflation rate year over year. And then on Thursday, we have PPI month over month. And that's it for the big hitters. And then we also have, some wholesale inventories, consumer inflation expectations. So that's going to be some consumer sentiment on inflation. We've got the NFIB Business Optimism Index, non-farm productivity, quarter over quarter. So a bunch of labor stuff, I think. Let's go ahead and let's do labor. So we got continuing jobless claim. Labor is going to be big because next week we do have, I believe next week we have the FOMC. So we want to see how labor is doing this week. If labor is doing good, then that would make sense with the most likely rate cut that we're going to be getting next week. So let's see. Hold on. Let's see what our Fed Watch tool. So if you ever want to know how the market is pricing in these rate decisions, you just come over here to the cmegroup.com and the Fed Watch tool, and then it should bring up, if it'll bring it up. Is it still loading? Ah, you're so slow, bro. So slow. There it is. All right, so the market is sitting at an 85.1% chance of a rate cut, 25-point rate cut. So, and then a 14.9% of a pause. So we're at 450 to 475, and then 425 to 450. So we're pricing in a 25-point rate cut, or we are expecting a 25-point rate cut because 85% of the market seems to say, or the probability is that we are going to see the rate cut. Now, if we do get a rate cut and a jobless claims, or the labor market is looking unhealthy, I think that is going to be questionable for the market. At the least, it'll be sending mixed signals about the economy and about markets. So we might get some chop, we might get some sideways, we might get a little bit of downside and pullback. This week, we might start getting a little bit of a pullback in general because we are expecting, because of the FOMC next week. So, you know, the data as it comes in, if it looks strong, if labor is looking good and it's not looking too soft, you know, if it's still if it's at where it was like last month and we're just riding steady, even though we have been softening as of late, if we can show some resilience, as they say, then I would expect for the market to also show some resilience. However, if labor continues to look weak, and looks even weaker than the previous month, then we might see a little more pulling back. So let's keep that in mind this week. What is going on? Cluck, cluck, Crypto Pollo in the house. We also have the wonderful, the best mod in the biz, the mod queen herself, Alexandra G, in the house tonight. We've got J Violet in the house. Hope you're doing well, J Violet. Hope your recovery is going well and you are feeling better so far. So, I remember you had a surgery a couple weeks ago. So, hope you're doing well and getting better. Trying to take this label off of this bottle because we are not sponsored by these people. We're not sponsored by these people at all. And I don't want to get us in trouble. It's okay, I'll just... let's see. All right, I finally come home tomorrow. Oh, I can't say welcome home yet, but I'm glad you're going to be home tomorrow. Crypto Pollo. What's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. Hope you are all doing fantastic, even as we are getting our little baby pullback. Of course, with the pullback, we've got, you know, altcoins pulling back even harder for the most part. Let's see, do we have anything that's in the positive anything in the positive. What are we looking at here? So we have 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 rats. What is this? Nope, this is baby Doge. This is 100,000, 1 million Doge? I don't even know, dude. This is, these numbers are getting a little ridiculous. Look at this thing. It popped off, but it looks like it might be getting a little bit of a pullback. Let's go ahead and turn off the liquidations. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Now I can see a little better. Baby Doge, yeah, you are not part of this program because this is the macro overview. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Bitcoin market cap. Okay. Let's pull a fib. I want to pull from, oh, well, I've got the macro fib already. Let's zoom out. Okay, so we broke above and close above the 1.618 on our market cap. And if you don't think the market cap means anything, let me just refresh you because I've gone over this before. However, let me just refresh you. If we pull the last cycle from the high to the low, we topped out right at the 4.236 on our market cap. That was the high. But if we go to the price chart on Bitcoin, we actually did not reach the 4.236, whereas our market cap did. So I do like to pay attention to the market cap because of that very reason. So we did briefly break above, did we? Yeah, we did briefly break above $2 trillion, expecting not per Bitcoin, Jesus. $2 trillion Bitcoin market cap. But we have since started to get ourselves a little bit of a pullback, which, you know, is fine. Everything's fine. Right, guys? Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Massey, what's going on? Late but here. Wow, same names as I see in the morning. Don't worry, everybody. I think we'll be able to sleep a bit end of March. Yeah, we'll sleep when we're dead. How about that? Why? Why does it always do this? Every time. It annoys me. All right, so let's see. Let's see. All right, so we broke this high here. I want to see no wick here. Oh, well, this is on the market cap, so we'll take a look at that. But so this week, I do want to see that 1.618 continue to hold at $1.92 trillion. If we can continue to hold there and consolidate at this 1.23 or 1.618, then I would expect us to make our next stop up here at the 2.618, sitting roughly $2.93 trillion. So that's what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. Of course, our market, or our what you call it, Bitcoin dominance is pulling to the upside because our altcoins are getting a bigger dumpski than our Bitcoin. I pointed this out last week that this fair value gap that was being formed up here, and since we closed, it is now official. We did create a fair value gap on our Bitcoin dominance after breaking previous lows. So this means we could see the pullback. We could see altcoins kind of consolidate into Bitcoin. We can see Bitcoin gearing up for its next move. That's right, Bitcoin gearing up for its next move. So even though Bitcoin could be going down or sideways over the next couple of weeks, we could expect even bigger pullbacks in alts, which therefore would increase our demand or our Bitcoin dominance. Now this could just, I would be looking for us to get up into this fair value gap, maybe even just tap it, hit that 50% level, but then once we start pushing away from that, this is what's next. Alt season. So at least we already have a support group for our addiction for when we start our 12-step recovery program this time next year. Exactly. We already got a great group of people here in our little crypto bubble. So hey, there we go. We are all here to support each other. If you ever need some help with charting, with some fundamental stuff, just educational stuff, trading, all just analysis, whatever it may be, go ahead and go to the Discord. Check out the Discord. Link is in the description down below. And yeah, let's talk. Time zones. Hi, I remember this. What are time zones? All right, let's take a look at ETH. What is ETH looking like over here? So ETH did get a close above this downwards trend on the weekly, a second close above that downward trend, but we can see that we closed just below the 786, which is a major retracement level at $4,014, closed below that. So getting that pullback, we could potentially see a retest of this downwards trending resistance, get a bounce off of that. Right now, that it would be sitting at about $3,655. Come down here, let's tap that and then hold it, get a close. I would like to consolidate up here underneath the 786. That's what I would like to see over here, is a consolidation and then a push higher. If it consolidates at the highs, that just means buyers are stepping in and holding price up. Therefore, we can expect further upside. That's what we want to see. The measured move of this breakout does give us right up to that 1.618, and that still remains $7,332. So, like I said, it's looking like we might just get a pullback week. But I would like to come back tomorrow and revisit and see how things are looking after we get the Monday put in, the Monday range put in. Excuse me. Let's take a look at our total crypto market. We can see we are sitting, oh, look at that. We are just in mid-air, essentially, between 3 trillion and $4.42 trillion. That is between the 1 and a 1.618 on our fib levels. So definitely want to see that one hold, that $3 trillion mark hold. Could we see a $500 billion pullback? I mean, it's possible. It's definitely possible. We saw a pretty big pullback here, but I don't know. I would prefer some consolidation and some chop. I do just want to warn, because I am seeing it, and that is this potential bearish divergence here. Now, like I said, it's nowhere near as sharp as the one over here was, but it is still something that we need to keep an eye on, okay? So I want to maintain above the 70 level here, because that just shows strength. If we look over here where we maintained above the 70 level, and then once we bounced off, we can see that was one of our bigger moves in the market. So maintaining that level is critical. So coming back above over here, we can see staying above that 70, even though we got a dip right here, we still got another push up, okay? But then we fell down, fell all the way down here, dropped below the 50, showing a sign of weakness, and then pushed back up and barely cracked that 70, putting in a massive bearish divergence. Whereas this one, we did come back down below the 50, and then we're pushing, but then we pushed back above the 70, so that is showing us some more strength. So we see how we created this lower high in here. We created this lower high here. We weren't able to cross back above this lower high, which was this high right here. And this lower high, we were able to crack back above that. So to me, I'm seeing more strength than weakness currently. That doesn't mean at more macro, high time frame strength than weakness. So let's go ahead and pull it even further back, looking at the monthly chart. Big drop off there, and we were below the moving average. So yeah, and we're above the moving average. We haven't even really like turned green. We don't have our green shark fin in here, okay? I want to see the green shark fin. This is a whale fin, shark fin. Maybe we'll get a little something, I don't know, a brim fin. It's not even a sea. It's not even a sea fish. Sea fish. Can we get to the coveted 4.236 on our full crypto total market cap, sitting just above 10 trillion at 10.39 trillion this cycle? Potentially, but maybe we don't get there until 2026, 2027, 2028. We'll have to wait and see. Wow, I'm already 30 minutes into this. Let's go ahead and take a look at our futures. What are we looking like on our futures? Any gaps over the weekend? This is going to be, that's not my futures. I need to go to futures. Create any weekend gaps over here. I'm going to need to come down to the hourly. My eye is twitching. I've had too much caffeine. My eyelid is twitching. Wick 589, what's going on? Otterfin, there we go, it's an Otterfin. There we go, shout out to the Otter gang. What's going on, Wick? How you doing? Massey 33, how you doing? You guys are amazing. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. All right, hey guys, I don't know. Most of you weren't in my Friday night stream over on the Lunar Beaches crypto channel, where I went on for 4 hours listening to copyright music without them saying anything until around the 4-hour mark. Then they were like, shut down. You've listened to too much music. It's like, oh, well, okay. Okay. All right, RSI. We are below our moving averages on this is the 1 hour. So I wanted to see if we got any, can you not? Wanted to see if we got a gap at all over the weekend. Are the futures not open right now? What's going on? Oh, I wonder if I have. Make sure you go to session if you have futures data and turn on electronic trading hours so that we can see. Okay. Well, you're not going to see the gaps there. You'll see the gaps on your regular trading hours. Well, you will see some gaps there. But let me see. Let me go to Friday. Friday close. I mean, so not a lot of movement over the weekend for the futures, or when the futures opened. Are they even open? Hello? I thought these were open. Oh, I did it again. I did it again. Okay. Electronic trading hours. Sheesh. Now it'll show us what they're doing. Okay. My goodness. Get it together, Dave. Absolutely unacceptable. Previous week midpoint. Nope, I don't need any of that. I need to know. Okay, so we do have a fair value gap sitting here on the 1 hour, 15 minute. Let's go to the 1 hour. Looks like we are trying to come back and test this. But what I like to see, so I like seeing that we did come up here, created a new high and closed above that high and closed towards the high of the candle on the 1 hour chart on Friday. Then we got to sell off the rest of Friday. So, but this is a good sign that we could see continuation. However, I mean, this looks a lot like the Bitcoin chart. You know, we've got the big push up and then a little bit of sell off. Yeah, it's looking. Oh man, it's starting to push down below the 50. Let's go ahead. Let's push down. Let's get a push down. Let's get a push down on our ES. And let's get a bounce, push down. I want to see a strong push down and then a bounce. That way we create, whoops. That way we create a little bit of a hidden bullish divergence and start getting our major stock indices pushing back to the upside. Let's go ahead and take a zoomed out look on this and see how they've been performing. So, I mean, pretty much the same as Bitcoin. Of course, I am of the firm belief that Bitcoin follows the stock market more than it follows cycles and halvings and all this good jazz. Because these are your money markets, right? This is where the liquidity is. So everything kind of follows off of this. Put a 1 in chat if you want me to do a video proving that the 4-year cycles are not real and that Bitcoin follows the stock market more than it follows 4-year cycles and halvings. I will create that video just for you guys. Thank you, Alexander G, for sharing my channel. I'm going to try and start uploading more stuff over there, especially now that I am over 500 subs. How I'm doing, cashing out crypto to buy gifts. Gifts or gifts? Gifts or gifts? Gifts. Oh, we got one. We got one in the chat. Crypto chef in the chat. What's going on? Throwing up the alumni. How dare you, Retro Mike Tech? Yeah, I'm sorry. How dare I talk against the how dare I talk against the 4-year cycle? It is forbidden. It is blasphemy to talk against the 4-year cycle. How dare I? I don't know. It's a dang shame. You know what I mean? Now, if we follow the NQ, well, let's go back to the ES real quick. So some key levels of support we want to watch. Let's zoom out even further. Okay, I don't know what all these drawings are, so I'm just going to get rid of them. Man, this thing is just like bubble-tastic. Bubblicious. Bubblicious. All right, let's go ahead and pull a fib on this. Ain't nowhere near that 4.236. Look at that. Where's the 4.236 at? 9,000? We're going to 9,000. Let's pump up the S&P to the moon. Let's pray to the moon gods and say, please, please, please give us some S&P bullishness. S&P and NASDAQ bullishness. Would absolutely love that. Ahsoka Tano, what's going on? So yeah, I will have to get you guys. I'm seeing some ones in the chat, so I will have to get you guys some of that. Sorry. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, the showing how Bitcoin is not tied to the 4-year cycles and is actually more tied to stock markets and monetary policy than anything else. So fun thing that you can do, fam, is we can go to our charts and we can take a look. Let's go ahead and bring up Bitcoin again. Not the Bitstamp chart. This has too much mess on it. Let's go to the Coinbase, index chart. So this will give us our entire history. We have to have tax loss harvesting or we can't have to have it. Market's deciding now. Yes, market is deciding now. Indeed. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to push this little plus button up here next to the ticker. I know I've got the mad logo, but you can still see it there. Hit that little plus button and See Fed funds? So you can actually do a new price scale, throw up the Fed funds rate, and there you go. We can see how Bitcoin has reacted to the Fed funds rate in the past and currently. So ever since we, so the way that I like to look at this is kind of like a, what do you call it? What do you call it? Not sentiment, but a, so not like a fear and greed, but kind of like a, fear, uncertainty, certainty and uncertainty. Markets like certainty more than they like uncertainty. Now we can see through a whole rate hike cycle that we were not a whole halfway through this rate hike cycle was this is the 2016-17 bull run. But once it became certain that we were going to continue to hike rates, the market became a little bit uncertain about things. Then we went pause and flat, and then we started cutting rates dramatically, and then you see price started to push to the upside. And we could see over here when we started to hike rates over here, market started going down. And then once it was clear that we are getting closer to the end of hiking, it's all about the messaging. That is when you started to see the creep up in Bitcoin's price. Then we pause, we go sideways for a little bit, but the pause signaled that we were at the end of our rate hiking cycle. So then we became a little more risk on with our assets and became a little more bullish. Let's go ahead and throw on the Dow Jones, something that's got a little more history on here. And let's take a look, see what have I done on this chart. It's a little too much. These were elections and stuff. Anyway, that was for the election week. We're done with that. Look at that big old spike in our Fed funds rate. Jeez Louise. We went sideways for quite some time during that. We have never hiked rate. Could you imagine like a 19% interest rate? You ain't buying jack. You're borrowing zero money. Yeah. And we didn't even have quantitative easing back here, I believe. I don't think we did. And that's the next thing. When do we turn on the money printer? I know we're already technically like putting money in the market, but we haven't like really started quantitative easing. Once that starts, we could definitely start seeing this thing really pick up and stealing a lot of capital from other assets. But let's take a look over here. Let's see. So this is the Dow. This is back in 2009. So basically, once we were, pretty much flat on our Fed funds rate, that is when the market became super bullish. Even though we started hiking rates here, we did start going a little bit sideways after a little while of hiking rates. Then we paused, got a nice little push up, started getting some rate cuts, and then COVID happened, and the next thing you know, start pushing to the upside. So this is when we got a huge injection of liquidity. We doubled our monetary supply. We were sitting at, let's see, the low here is 1,800. So not shocking that we made it to 3,600 soon after that, especially considering we doubled the monetary supply. And then now we're going for more. Now we're going for broke. All right. But we were sitting at 29,000. Was I saying 18,000 to 45,000. Okay. So at our peak here prior to us, this is 2019. Yeah. So prior to us injecting liquidity into the market, we're sitting at about 28,000. If we double that, because we doubled the money in the markets, that would get us to about 56. 28, 56. Yeah, that's right. So that would get us to about 56,000. Let's go ahead and take off the Fed funds rate because it's messing with my brain. my brain cells. And let's go ahead and draw a Fibonacci. And let's see, we've already surpassed that 4.236 extension. So that would be troublesome. But let's go ahead and pull from the great crash, the great C19 crash over here. And pull from this, and this was prior to our injection of liquidity. That 3.618 sitting, I said 56. That's sitting at about 58,000. We could see a little bit of an overextension to about 65 and a half. So, hey, when you double the monetary supply from where we were here, and then we start adding even more liquidity into the market, injecting even more liquidity, then we can see us pushing up towards that 60 to 65%. Seymour Liddy, what is going on, man? How you doing? They always turn on the money printer. Brr. Yeah, am ready. Yeah, let's go. Wick, sometimes you gotta pivot. Retro doll hairs wasn't working out, huh? What? Dollars. I did make retro dollars a few years ago. What are you talking about? What chart is he on? The DUI chart? Yes, I'm on the DUI chart. That's the DJI, Dow Jones Industrial Average. So yeah, the next up for the Dow Jones would be this 2.618 at 47,430 points. NASDAQ, how are we looking over here on the NASDAQ? All right, this is going to be our tech sector. I pulled the same fib on this one. And yeah, if we go, let's see, we topped out here at about, we'll call it 17. So double that. That will give us 34, that 3.618, 33, that 4.236, 37. Double the monetary supply. Money's got to shuffle around, make its way through all the markets, through everything, but we doubled the monetary supply, so maybe we push up to that range and get up to that 4.236, sitting at 37,228 points. All right. Let's see, what else? Anything else? So we have the CPI. We do have CPI on Wednesday, PPI on Thursday, and yeah, so yeah, not much else, man. That's about it. We have the FOMC coming in next week, so yeah, let's go ahead. Throw some assets in the chat if you would like for me to go over anything in particular. I'd be more than happy to. Would you stop? Maybe that'll help. There we go. All right, let's see. Anything popping up? Let's look at XRP since it did have that, since we did have Brad Garlinghouse going on 60 Minutes today. Let's go ahead and check out XRP. I do need to check out BNB because BNB set a new all-time high. So the measured move on this, if we just pull from this high down to this low, and we take the breakout, if we play the conservative, no, if we go from the low here to the high, I mean, that does get us to about $13 per XRP, which I think is definitely doable for XRP. Now, a lot of people are making a mistake and pulling this whole move here, and they're trying to put it on over here, and I just don't see that happening. Even if we take it from the low over here, that gets us, this would be $72. I don't know about that. Yeah, definitely don't know about that. If you take it from here and you try to do like the same type of move from here to here, I mean, you're looking at 589, no, I'm just kidding, $326. I mean, I just don't see that happening. I just don't see it happening. $707. That is not happening in my opinion. But getting to that 4.236 is definitely possible. I would definitely be pretty, I would definitely be mostly out of XRP prior to $10, because I do think we could see a big pullback, or not pullback, but a big rejection at that $10 mark. I would expect a lot of people, maybe even, a little bit of an extension past the $10 mark, because, as the FOMO kicks in, you're going to just get a little bit overextended probably past that $10 mark. But I would like to get out prior to the $10 mark, because I know people will be selling at that $10 mark. So I want to get out before, that way I can secure my profits and not worry about liquidity at the highs. Because I got a feeling there would be more sellers than buyers at $10. Did BTC close above 100,000 on weekly, daily? Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Yeah, so XRP got its highest weekly close. I want to say it got its highest weekly close of all time. Pretty close, but not quite. Looks like the close here was $1.99. The close here was $1.95. So this is part of the Bitstamp chart. I wonder if it would change if I looked at another chart, but not really too concerned about XRP at the moment. Of course, we could see some consolidation. We do have a potential, if we were to close this candle now, we could see a potential. What am I on, the monthly? Let's go to the weekly. That now it makes a little bit more sense. All right, highest weekly close. So that we did not put in the highest monthly close, but we did not put in our highest weekly close either. But we can see we did get up to that 786 on our retracement, and just like Ethereum got rejected and closed below the 786. I actually prefer that. We did, let's see, so we broke this high here, so let's go ahead and mark this off. We broke that high there. We created a fair value gap in between right there. So we created a fair value gap right there. So that is the level that I would expect for XRP to come down and hold. I want to see XRP hold this level here and then get a bounce off of that. So if we get down to $2.19, in between 165 and 219, I am a swing trade buyer at that level, as long as price holds above the midpoint of that fair value gap. So we can either see the gap get closed completely. What I would prefer is a push off of the midpoint, or even a tap of the high and then a push off, because that would just show that there's a lot of strength here. So, but a fair value gap, I was incorrect when I think I mistakenly said that this is where price is. That's the fair value. Nope. It is actually an imbalance in the chart. So it just means that there were way more orders on one side, buy side, than there were on the sell side. So we need to come down. We need to fill some buy orders, and then we can push back to the upside. So that is what I'm looking for there on XRP. BNB. Go ahead and take a look at the old BNB chart. So we did get our highest close of all time, because we also got a new all-time high on the BNB chart. It is currently sitting at $723.70. You can see the levels that I have marked off here. We broke above, we did close above this high over here, closing into a new all-time high. So yeah, BNB is looking good. I might consider picking some up this week. We'll continue to monitor this chart, but yeah, BNB might be something that I am looking to get into. However, I am seeing something that is a tad concerning. Maybe not concerning. Maybe I won't get into BNB. Maybe I won't. There might not be. If the rest of the market's going, then I don't see why it wouldn't go. But this is almost a completed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a little troublesome, and got that weekly close below the 70, putting in a pretty strong bearish divergence. But we are above the moving average. But so at the very least, I think we could see, I mean, it's just like everything else, we could see a pullback on BNB. So yeah, that one's a tough one. Let's go ahead. Actually, did this come down? Let's mark this off. Okay, so we did not come into the territory of wave 1, so that is technically valid. What kind of pullback did we get on that? Pullback to the golden pocket, and then a push off. Absolutely beautiful there. Okay. All right, well, BNB, I hope you're not done. Full fib. Got to close above that one. We got the 1.618 sitting above us. Let's see. So let's watch the 0.886 here, sitting at about $697. So we essentially want to see $700 hold this week on BNB, especially after breaking it, closing above it. Let's see it hold that price. Even if it comes down and pushes down a little bit lower, I still want to see BNB hold that price. Let's go ahead and pull a fixed range volume profile, get a little bit of this in here. Let's get rid of this. So we do have a point of control sitting here at about 580. Are we gonna get a massive liquidation event? Could last Thursday's big liquidation event had just been a precursor for this week, clearing that downside liquidity so that we could revisit it down this week and have less resistance to the downside, less support to the downside, to move to the downside? It's possible. Like I said, we could be seeing a sell-off going into the FOMC next week. And we have all of this job labor data coming in this week, and labor is what we are wanting to watch for our economic outlook, because the softer the labor market gets, the more confusing it becomes for the Fed to cut rates as the labor market is weakening or softening. So we definitely want to see a strong labor market if we are cutting rates. We don't want to see both. Otherwise, it would make more sense if the Fed would just stay paused. What's the 5-day show? I don't know. Who looks at the 5-day chart? What does the 5-day show on BNB or on Bitcoin? Bank of Japan carry trade on the 18th. There's that too. Massey's been paying attention, and you reminded me too. We do also have the Bank of Japan interest rate decision on the 18th, which is also later on following the FOMC. So we could be seeing a nice liquidation event coming up soon in the markets. But we'll go over a lot of that stuff tomorrow during Markets After Dark. We'll take a look more at our open interest data, and we'll take a look and see where's the liquidity and how low can we possibly go. I don't think it's that low. Let's go ahead. I want to see. Let's bring the Bitcoin chart back up real quick. We're already starting to get a push back to the upside. We'll see. All right, so we've come down. We've swept the low here. We're getting a little bit of a push up. I would watch this fair value gap right here on the 15-minute. Now let's get this down. No, that's pretty clean. That's pretty clean. Let's see, 30-minute. 15, 30. We've got a tighter range on the 30 right there. The 1 hour. Okay, so there's a 1 hour fair value gap after breaking this low. So that is what I'm going to be watching right there. I would probably go ahead and set up a short trade. It's not what I want, but it's what we got. Let's see. Let's throw this up right here. No, not quite. Thought we might have had a inverse, or not an inverse, a hidden bearish divergence, but it is not there. Do want to throw up some chart prime real quick. Let's see what we're looking at there. Okay, so we are getting a bounce, a little bit of a bounce off of that dynamic reactor. I do want to bring up the chart prime oscillator probe plus. See what it's looking like on that prime oscillator probe plus. I forgot to completely forgot to give a chart prime breakdown, but that's okay. I'm going over a lot of data. So, all right, so we do have on the 1 hour a pretty significant bearish divergence here on our chart prime oscillator plus probe plus, and we are sitting below our moving average and below the 50 on our RSI. So, I mean, our money flow is in the red, our true 7 is in the red, our volume is pretty low. It's just looking weak as it is pushing back to the upside. So let's just watch this level here. Let's pull a fib on that and see if that, so we do have the 50 right there as well. So I will probably be looking to short at about $99,950. We'll go ahead and put in a short on that, and then see what happens. If I get taken out, awesome, because that means we're moving to the upside. Let's take in this range here. So we do have a value area high sitting right there too. So okay. So yeah, let's watch that. Let's throw on the VWAP. VWAP. We are trying to get a little bit of a push off of that. Asian market has been open for a few hours. We're sweeping highs, we're sweeping lows. We actually did not sweep a high, but we came up to a 15-minute fair value gap over here. And let's see this 15-minute fair value gap over here. Let's see how that lines up with the 1 hour fair value gap. So, excuse me. 1 hour fair value gap just above that one. So I'm going to place my stop loss just above that 786. And then from here, from this fair value gap, this is where I would throw in half a position, and then getting into the second fair value gap, I would throw in the other half, and then I would just leave my stop loss above that high. It's actually safer to put it above the last high, the candle that started the fair value gap, the high of that candle. So, or the low if it is a bullish fair value gap. This is a bearish fair value gap, so I'll be looking for that. And then let's go ahead and zoom out and see what our targets could be. I would definitely at least target this low over here, because I know there's going to be liquidity down resting below here, because we can see the big push up after we wiped out the upside liquidity over here. We came down, we held this, no, we swept this low. So we know that there's liquidity down here in this area. So that is definitely an area where I would be taking you know, get my first or second take profit rather. First take profit's going to be at the low here at 98,400. Second take profit's going to be at this other low over here. And then I'll let the rest ride and see if we can't get some more gains out of it. So, but yeah, so a little bit of a trade idea. I'll go ahead and leave that up and we'll see if that plays out. But yeah, that is going to be it for tonight. Santa Rally does sound better, but we'll see if we get it, man. We'll see if we get it. Black Swan Christmas. No, there better not be a Black Swan Christmas. I'm with you, Jay Violet. Could be a Gray Swan event, yep, where we just go stagnant and go sideways, which is less likely. I think we're about to see a little bit of a sell-off, and we might start seeing some things like memes get moving, because memes, I don't think memes have been doing a whole lot, so we could be getting into that part of the rotation. We've already seen a lot of your layer 1s and layer 2s popping off recently a little bit. A lot of ISO 20022 coins popping off. So we could start getting into and seeing some memes. And I mean, I'm looking over here. I see Baby Doge is popping off. We've got Pepe. I think Pepe put in a new all-time high. Dog is popping off. I think that's a Bitcoin meme coin. I don't know. And we got Link popping off. That's another meme coin. And Popcat. Link is not a meme coin, guys. But yeah. So we skipping alt season? No, we're not skipping alt season. RS Miller, have you been watching the stream? I went over this way earlier. All right. We're taking a pause. Yes, meme coins are my highest holdings. The amount of volume we are going to see soon is unreal. I've got Benny from AI time from all time lows. Sweet, Massey, sweet. But yeah, that's I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up there, guys. I'm already past the hour, so if you enjoyed this stream, please hit that like button and consider hitting that subscribe. If you are new, hit that notification bell to be notified whenever we go live or drop new content. Join us right here tomorrow morning for the Good Morning Crypto with the one and only BC Port Corp. And then following him up, we've got Piper and then the OC guy for the morning market report at 9:30 right at market open. Then we have Trader Joe, T.I. Joe for Trade Intuition for the Trade Academy at 4 p.m. Eastern time right here. And then we have Crypto Nightcap with TRADEFLY and FD White. And then we come right back here for Markets After Dark and see how our Monday trade setup went. So, but as of right now, guys, that's going to be it for me. Thank you all for watching and joining me. I appreciate each and every single one of you. And yeah, just don't forget to use a stop loss. And all that other good stuff. But yeah, we'll see how Monday goes, and then we'll return right back here and play out, try to predict the rest of the week. That's what we're gonna do. All right, guys, thank you all for joining. Mad love. Hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical sleep, and I will see you in the morning. Good evening. Good night. Peace out. Mad love.
Putting in work, give them that work. A1 since day one, had swagger since birth. All my moves clutch, put respect on my turf. Sick of your swim, homie, this how you surf. Surf, surf. Sick of your swim, homie, this how you surf. All my moves clutch, put respect on my turf. A1 since day one, had swagger since birth. Putting in work, give them that work. A1 since day one, had swagger since birth.